Article 760 of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, covers the requirements for fire alarm systems. Although the question is whether the NEC discusses fusing requirements for devices powered by a direct current or DC power supply, Article 760 contains critical information that is related and may be needed for compliance. These systems often utilize DC power supplies and require specific fusing and overcurrent protection to ensure safety and proper operation. It is important to understand the scope of Article 760 and how it applies to the broader context of DC power supply applications. The NEC addresses various aspects of fire alarm systems, including power sources, wiring methods, and circuit protection. Fusing is a critical element of circuit protection, designed to prevent overcurrent conditions that could lead to fire or equipment damage. Article 760 provides guidance on the selection and installation of fuses to ensure the reliability and safety of fire alarm circuits. Understanding the specific requirements outlined in Article 760 is essential for electrical contractors, engineers, and inspectors involved in the design, installation, and maintenance of fire alarm systems. It is vital to consult the latest edition of the NEC and any applicable local amendments to ensure compliance with the current codes and standards. Fire alarm systems are designed to detect and alert occupants to the presence of a fire, enabling them to evacuate the building safely. These systems typically include a network of sensors, such as smoke detectors and heat detectors, which are connected to a central control panel. The control panel monitors the sensors and initiates an alarm signal when a fire is detected. Fire alarm systems also include notification appliances, such as horns, strobes, and speakers, which provide audible and visual alerts to occupants. The proper functioning of a fire alarm system is critical for life safety, and therefore, it is essential to ensure that the system is installed and maintained in accordance with the NEC and other applicable standards. Article 760 outlines the requirements for the power sources that supply fire alarm systems. These power sources must be reliable and capable of providing sufficient power to operate the system during normal and emergency conditions. The NEC specifies the types of power sources that are permitted for fire alarm systems, such as dedicated branch circuits, batteries, and generators. The code also specifies the requirements for the size and rating of the power sources, as well as the overcurrent protection devices that must be installed. Fuses are commonly used as overcurrent protection devices in fire alarm systems. A fuse is a sacrificial device that is designed to interrupt the flow of current when an overcurrent condition occurs. The fuse contains a fusible link that melts and opens the circuit when the current exceeds the rated value. Fuses are available in a variety of types and sizes, and it is important to select the correct fuse for the application. Article 760 provides guidance on the selection of fuses for fire alarm circuits, including the ampacity rating and the interrupting rating. The ampacity rating of a fuse is the maximum current that the fuse can carry continuously without melting. The interrupting rating of a fuse is the maximum fault current that the fuse can safely interrupt without rupturing or causing damage to the equipment. It is important to select a fuse with an appropriate ampacity rating to protect the circuit from overloads, and to select a fuse with an appropriate interrupting rating to protect the equipment from fault currents. Article 760 also addresses the requirements for the wiring methods used in fire alarm systems. The NEC specifies the types of wiring methods that are permitted for fire alarm circuits, such as conduit, cable, and racewires. The code also specifies the requirements for the size and type of conductors, as well as the installation methods. It is important to ensure that the wiring methods used in fire alarm systems are installed in accordance with the NEC to prevent damage to the conductors and to ensure the reliability of the system. In addition to the requirements for power sources, wiring methods, and circuit protection, Article 760 also addresses other aspects of fire alarm systems, such as the location of the control panel, the spacing of the detectors, and the audibility of the notification appliances. The NEC provides detailed guidance on these aspects of fire alarm systems to ensure that they are designed and installed in accordance with the code. Compliance with Article 760 is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of fire alarm systems. Electrical contractors, engineers, and inspectors must be familiar with the requirements of Article 760 to ensure that fire alarm systems are installed and maintained in accordance with the code. Failure to comply with the NEC can result in fines, penalties, and even legal liability. Therefore, it is important to consult the latest edition of the NEC and any applicable local amendments to ensure compliance with the current codes and standards. It is also crucial to participate in continuing education and training programs to stay up to date on the latest changes to the NEC and other applicable standards. By staying informed and adhering to the code requirements, electrical professionals can help to ensure the safety and reliability of fire alarm systems and protect the lives and property of building occupants. Fuses are critical components in electrical systems, providing essential protection against overcurrents that can damage equipment and create fire hazards. They operate on the simple principle: when excessive current flows through the circuit, a fuse element, a thin wire or strip designed to melt at a specific current level, heats up and melts, breaking the circuit and stopping the flow of electricity. This prevents further damage to the circuit and connected devices. Fuses are characterized by several key parameters, including ampacity, voltage rating, and interrupting rating. Ampacity, measured in amps, indicates the maximum continuous current the fuse can carry without blowing. Voltage rating specifies the maximum voltage the fuse can safely handle. The interrupting rating, also measured in amps, is the maximum fault current the fuse can safely interrupt without failing catastrophically. Selecting the correct fuse for an application is crucial for ensuring adequate protection. The fuse ampacity should be matched to the circuit's normal operating current, typically sized at 125% of the continuous load. The voltage rating should be equal to or greater than the circuit voltage. The interrupting rating must be sufficient to handle the maximum potential fault current at the installation location. There are various types of fuses available, each designed for specific applications. Cartridge fuses are commonly used in residential and commercial electrical panels. Plug fuses, also known as Edison-based fuses, are older types and are less common in modern installations. Blade fuses are often used in automotive and electronic applications. Time delay fuses, also known as slow-blow fuses, are designed to withstand temporary overloads such as those caused by a motor starting currents without blowing. Fast-acting fuses, on the other hand, are designed to blow quickly in response to even small overcurrents, providing sensitive protection for delicate electronic components. Fuses are installed in fuse holders or fuse blocks, which provide a secure and reliable connection to the circuit. Fuse holders are typically mounted in electrical panels or equipment enclosures. When a fuse blows, it must be replaced with a fuse of the same type and rating. It is essential to never replace a fuse with one of a higher rating, as this can overload the circuit and create a fire hazard. Regular inspection of fuses is recommended to ensure they are in good condition and properly rated for the circuit. Fuses should be replaced if they show signs of damage such as cracks or discoloration. Proper fusing is an integral part of electrical safety. By understanding the principles of fuse operation and selecting the correct fuses for each application, you can significantly reduce the risk of electrical fires and equipment damage. In summary, Article 760 focuses on fire alarm systems, and while the question is about the location of where DC power device fusing requirements are discussed in the NEC, Article 760 is related and may be relevant and contains important information. DC power supplies and fire alarm systems require careful consideration of fusing and overcurrent protection to ensure safety and compliance with the National Electrical Code.